Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's another Boogie production. Hey, I want to salute y'all for subscribing to my channel. And I also want to thank y'all for liking my videos, man. And shout out to the Dime Game Division. All right, let's rock and roll, man. There are levels, different levels, I should say, to connecting with women. You dig? Let me explain what I'm saying. You got social settings, right? You know, you got lounges, bars, clubs, happy hours, parties, etc. Where, you know, on that level with connecting with a woman, you know, usually it's going to be surface, man. You know, that's going to be surface level. You know, it's going to be the introduction. Hey, how are you? My name is such and such. You know, you just exchange your pleasantries, man. In that kind of setting, you know, your charisma, you know, your charm, things like that, man, your personality is going to have to come alive, dog. You know, that is not a time where you want to be busting out the secrets of Kemet, like I say. You know what I mean? These kind of environments, man, you know, it's time to come alive. You know, you got to have some spunk, some life inside you. You dig? And usually in these settings, the connection is going to be, like I say, surface level and also physical. You know, physical. You dig? A physical and sexual attraction. You know what I mean? You usually don't have a bunch of time in these kind of settings to get to know somebody a couple levels deeper. You know what I mean? If you're sitting at a bar, you know, and it's a beautiful, nice looking young lady sitting next to you, you know, usually you're just going to keep the conversation very surface. You know, y'all may exchange numbers, or you can get lucky and bring her home with you. But still, you know, how much do you really know about somebody in that short amount of time where you meet them, then take them home, you know, at the end of the night? You dig? Usually the getting to know her phase comes later on. You dig? And then you got other social settings, you know what I mean? You got, you know, bookstores, you know, museums, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hiking, you know, any kind of outdoor activities where, you know, you kind of one with nature. You know, you kind of one with the universe at that time. It's not a lot going on around you where you can get a couple levels deeper with a woman without a lot of distractions there. You dig what I'm saying? Once again, you are going to exchange pleasantries at this time. You dig? But now you can get into some more, you know, more revealing questions. You dig? About somebody's background, where they from, maybe where they work at, you know, what school they went to, you dig, their relationship status, you know, children get brought up in situations like these, you know, stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? That's going to be your connection on that level too. And not to say that sexual attraction in those settings aren't important, but you know, it's more of a mental stimulation at that time. You see what I'm saying? Because there's just not a lot going on around you. You know what I mean? You can actually chill and enjoy somebody's company at that time. You know? And then as time progresses, you get to know somebody more and more. You dig? So, a lot of guys, in the scenario number one where I gave you, the bars, the lounges, the happy hours, the clubs. A lot of guys don't do well in these settings because of, you know, could be some kind of social anxiety. You know, a lot of guys just don't feel comfortable in these settings, period. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, so unless you're comfortable in that setting, you're not going to be comfortable enough to connect with that woman. You know, it's going to be real off-putting trying to have a real deep conversation in the middle of a club. I remember, man, I met this Hotep chick in the club. It was a funny story. Beautiful girl, though. This was some years back. And I was actually on leave from Iraq. So, I'm out partying with my boys. We downtown Baltimore. And this girl was beautiful, man. She had on a sundress. She had these long flowing gold locks in her hair. And, like we was just at the bar. I was at the bar with my boy getting some drinks, and I seen her. Man, we was just vibing, talking for a minute. Within a couple minutes, man, we grabbing each other's hand, going to the dance floor. You know what I mean? We danced so hard, man. My Adidas was bent up by the end of the night. I had on some Stan Smiths. No. I had on my shell heads that day. You know what I'm saying? Like I had on my all white shell heads. They was all bent up by the end of the night, man, because we was dancing so hard on the floor. But man, we just had a good time, man. Old girl didn't want to go nowhere without me in that club, man. You know what I mean? She would take my hand, or I'd take her hand and shit. Like we was just vibing that night. And very next day, man, I took her out to eat. You know what I mean? We went on a date, and that's where we connected a lot more. And I got to know that girl real good that day. Then the following day, like I say, I was on leave from Iraq, so I only had about a week home. And I was going down to South Carolina for a week to visit my girlfriend. You dig? But the point was this, that next day I invited her over to my mom's crib. You know what I mean? She met my mom or whatever. You know what I mean? Because that day at the restaurant, I just put it all on the table with her, man. You know what I mean? I don't live the kind of lifestyle where I always gotta lie and hold things back. You know what I'm saying? She got to know a lot about me. I got to know a lot about her. And that was a good little 4 or 5 days that we had with each other. You know what I'm saying? And we connected real deep. I got on that plane and I never talked to that girl again, but sometimes connections can happen that quick. When it's genuine. It's nothing like when you're genuinely interested in somebody. And this is when women come alive, man, during the connection phase, because their imagination is running wild. Their, anticipation, their angst to see you again, and their curiosity. You know what I mean? Women are strange like that. They want to see if you're lying. They want to see if you're consistent. They want to see if you're different. You know what I'm saying? So they going wild in their mind at these times. And this is why you got to come alive as the man. You know what I'm saying? And I know these days a lot of people don't vet each other and, just get to know each other. But, I called it the build up. You know what I mean? But you build up to the sex. And I've always had fun in the build up stages too. You see what I'm saying? Because look, I already know if sexual attraction is there with me and a woman. I wouldn't even go past a certain point if I felt like a female wasn't sexually attracted to me. And I definitely wouldn't be dealing with her if I wasn't sexually attracted to her. So, I can kind of take my time and stretch my legs out a little bit in these situations because I'm not just trying to jump out bones right there. I enjoy the build-up phase. So when we do sleep together, it's just that much better. It's just my personal get down. Now, when I was a little younger, don't get me wrong, I didn't really have this mentality. You know what I'm saying? But now, I'll be 33 years old in a couple weeks, man. So I enjoy the build up now, you know what I mean? And just dialogue and just chopping it up and just getting to know motherfuckers, man. So it's all good. But moving on from there, yeah, this is when women, their imagination, man, and their emotions are really running wild too during the build up stage. When you build them up, so by the time you do get to sleep with her, if it's everything she imagined, dog, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? She might even be talking to 1 or 2 other guys, but she may cut them off at that time because you the real deal. You see what I'm saying? Like, you done cut through all that mess. You dig? Real talk. So, that's kind of how I flow with that. Now, the other scenario where I gave y'all, like I say, libraries, bookstores, museums, outdoor activities, this is more of where the introvert comes alive. You know what I mean? Because he's very comfortable in that setting. And like I say, the more comfortable he is in that setting, the more comfortable he can be with the woman. and have deeper conversations. Now you bust out your secrets of Kemet, and she's going to be responsive to that because there's not a lot going on around y'all. Y'all can vibe off the energy and really, just have a meeting of the minds. You see what I'm saying? And as long as there's sexual attraction present, man, everything's in tip-top shape, man. You see what I'm saying? So, there's different levels to connecting with women, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all another scenario. Let's say you at a job or something like that, and you got a female coworker. She may work in another department, but y'all see each other all the time. In situations like that, man, that woman's been watching you. She was watching you for weeks. She's gonna be watching you for months, watching your every move. She's already connected to you. She's just waiting for you to come over and say something. So by the time you open up your mouth, to that woman that been watching you, you know what I mean? It's really going to satisfy her, man. You know what I mean? Because she's been anticipating that, telling her friends, telling her family members about you. You know what I mean? Women are always going in their mind, about the guys that they attracted to, man. They always in their mind about them. You see what I'm saying? Or you got let me give y'all another small one where you can connect with women. Man, that woman, that's standing back of you every morning when you go get your coffee at Dunkin' Donuts or Krispy Kreme, or Starbucks. You might get your coffee in the morning. When y'all always friendly with each other. Y'all always smiling and having small talk. That's a small connection, man. We call that the mid connection. You dig? And a lot of people meet their significant others like that. And it just might be one day she may ask you to go out on a date. You may ask her to go out on a date. And, man, you kind of just take it from there, man. So opportunities are always going to present themselves, when it's time to meet women, dog. If you're really paying attention, and if you're really in tune, you can really spot the opportunities where women are feeling you, man. Like, really, really when they into you. You know what I mean? Like, you can just be in a club or a lounge and it don't matter what guy you are, there's going to be 2 and 3 opportunities that night where a woman is going to be trying to get your attention. Where opportunities going to present themselves for you to talk to this woman. And that's up to you to seize that moment, to seize that opportunity. You got to be in tune, and you got to have some courage too, because she could be sitting there with a group of 3 or 4 of her homegirls. So if you got the courage to go up there and grab her hand, introduce yourself to all the ladies, but bring her from that table to a quiet place and talk, dog, that's some real alpha male type of shit right there. And that's gonna go a long way. Then she's gonna come back all giddy and happy, talking to her girls about what you said, and all this stuff. Let me tell you something, man. Once the homegirls say you good, once the homegirls say you cute, once the homegirls say, that they approve of you as a man, that's going to give her the validation and the reassurance for her to go ahead and proceed with the procedures with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So, that's something I've did. Going up to a woman in front of her homegirls. Hey, how y'all doing? Introduce yourself. Hey, I'm gonna borrow your friend for a second. I'm gonna bring her back. Trust me, she in good hands. Man, you letting all those women know in no uncertain terms, I ain't scared of none of y'all. And I could have picked any one of y'all, but this is the one I'm most attracted to. This is the one I'm vibing with right here. High energy has drawn me over here to y'all. Period, man. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, there's many different levels on connecting with women, man. I just kind of kept this video on the surface. Like we can actually go a couple levels deep, which I may do a part 2 to this video. But, for each man, you got to find your sweet spot, man. You got to find where you're most comfortable at. And that's where you got to trap at. You know what I'm saying? That's your trap house right there. That's your trap house right there. However you meet women, Wherever the places you feel comfortable at, dog, work that thing till it can't be worked no more. Straight out. And you'll have a lot more opportunities of success, man. Shout out to the Dime Game Division. Peace.